This is me a few years ago, sitting in my apartment, a young kid, broke as fuck, just hoping and praying that my real estate deals were going to close, right? I had no systems, no process. I was just spraying and praying, just getting a deal here and there. And I was hoping that these deals were going to close. And so since then, I've now closed over 500 wholesale deals, land transactions, some houses, but 99% land deals in the last 4 years, okay? 100% land deals in the last 4 years. And in 2025, I made over $2.5 million. I'm consistently making $150,000 to $250,000 every single month. And I show you my bank statements. I'll put some screenshots here. I show you guys the wires that I'm getting every single week. You guys see the closings I'm doing. It's all from my laptop. It's completely virtual. So the point of this video is I want to give you guys the lessons that I've learned over years and 500 plus transactions, okay? That takes years of getting fucked over, losing deals, losing money, and obviously making money in the process. But I'm trying to give you guys the speed run here to give you guys the best knowledge and the most knowledge and the best tips that you can have. This is just going to be the stuff that I would tell myself if I could go back in time 6 years ago and just give myself a little pep talk and literally just give myself some tips on how to run a successful wholesale business. There are 15 key insights or key tips that I'm going to be giving in this video. If you're looking for a magic bullet or a quick tip to get rich fast, this is not your business. This is not the business for you, and this is not the video for you. So you can just log off now. This is a video where you're going to be getting real insight into building a successful land business and what that actually takes. But if you are ready to actually pay attention and apply yourself, you will find lots of value and lots of free value, more importantly, in this video. No course pitch. I'm just giving away free value, literally. Here's the one idea that the rest of this video kind of plays off of, and it's very important to pay attention to this, okay? The markets that you select, that is your soil from which everything else will grow. Okay, I'm giving you a fucking gardening analogy, right? Just to try to get it through to you. Like I said, the market you pick will allow you, and that's the foundation that you're going to build the rest of the business on. That's why I stress it so much in all my videos on Instagram and obviously on YouTube. I stress market selection a lot. If you can learn this and master this and do this well, the rest of the business will take care of itself for the most part, okay? I've never seen a good deal that didn't sell. And how do you find good deals? You find good markets. Put it that way. If you are picking the wrong markets, you will waste money. You will waste hours and hours of your time blowing up landowners that either don't want to sell or have shitty properties that are worth absolutely nothing, and you can get them on a contract, but no one's going to buy them from you. So what makes a good market, right? What actually are the things you are going to be looking for to select a good market? These are the things you should be asking. I'm about to answer it. So you want to look for a high median purchase price per acre, you want to look for a high sell-through rate, and you want to look for low days on the market, okay? These are the three things that there's other metrics that you want to pay attention to, but these are the three big ones, okay? And to find these metrics, I use a couple different softwares. I use Land Insights and I use Land Portal. You know, pretty much do the same thing, a different functionality. I'm going to leave my links for the affiliates in the description of this video. You can get a discount. You can get good deals on those softwares if you use my links. But that's how you will be able to see a heat map of the whole country. I'm going to put on the screen here. You can see a heat map of the whole country, and that allows you to actually select your markets. And like I said, you want to go through high property values. You want high property values. Low property values means low spreads. High property values is high spreads, high margins. You're going to want to write that one down because you're going to need to use that in the future when you are selecting your markets. Obviously, there are exceptions to the rule. Sometimes counties will have really high median purchase price per acre, but that's only because there was one really, really large deal, 50 acres, 100 acres that sold in that county for a ton of money, and it skews the rest of the average sale price in that county. So obviously there are exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, you're safe. Okay, next tip, stop chasing the hot counties that everybody's already in. Guys, every single one of your buddies that's trying to wholesale land, that's going to the same guru or going to the same YouTube video, they're getting the same markets, the same build or buy boxes, right? Everyone's going, they're flooding Lee County. They're flooding Cape Coral. They're flooding Lehigh Acres, right? They're flooding Port Charlotte. And if you recognize the counties and the areas that I just mentioned, you're part of the problem, bro, okay? You're part of the problem. You need to get out of these markets. You need to learn how to fish. Someone just can't hand you a fish. That's not gonna feed you forever. It's gonna feed you for a day, right? If you learn how to fish, you'll eat forever. Another analogy for you. You don't want to be the 1 millionth guy texting the same owner in Cape Coral or Lehigh Acres for the same quarter-acre lot, lowballing him for the same price for the same builder, right? You want to be able to hit markets where there's not a lot of saturation, there's not a lot of people going there. That will give you an edge, and that will allow you to get better deals with bigger spreads. This is like one of the major things that I needed to figure out years ago, and I was just chasing builder buy boxes, small spreads. When I figured this out, I started making more money. I hit my first 100K a month. That's literally all it took. The next tip I'm going to talk about is the seller, right? You make your money on the seller. not on the buyer. That's what kind of the misconception is with a lot of people are getting into land flipping is they get to build a buy box and they think that, they're going to make their money on the buyer. The buyer's paying me $50K an acre, so I'm going to go and lowball everyone. No, don't make your money on the buyer. Think about it the other way. Make your money on the seller. If you do not know how to comp a property, you do not know how to evaluate land, all you know is a builder's buy box, you will not be able to grow past that buy box. You will be stuck in that buy box. You'll be stuck in a box, literally. And that's not how you grow. That's not how you build a sustainable business that actually makes you money. Learning how to comp is the most important thing outside of market selection that you need to master. If you know how to comp well and you know how to pick markets, you will eat forever. You will make money perpetually. That's what I do. Literally, that's what I'm good at, and that's what I teach my employees. That's what I teach my students. Those are like the biggest things that I stress.